You're riding high off that Lou Bega joke, aren't you?
Actually, I think that was It's Not Unusual.
Oh, I hear it. But it's also like
It's not unusual.
boom, 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 boom.
No,
boom, boom,
isn't it
boom,
boom, boom, boom, boom, boom.
No,
That's what I thought it was.
it's like boom, 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 boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Are we starting up another podcast with Lou Bega?
Lou Bega. Yo, Lou Bega, come on the podcast.
Hey, listen.
That's somebody we could possibly get.
I mean, I feel like Lou Bega can use the publicity.
What's Lou Bega doing right now?
Maybe he's been releasing music. Do you think that he's been releasing music?
I wouldn't be surprised if he's been releasing like jazz albums and stuff, and
You know what?
it's totally like a I forgot his name on another podcast too. Goddamn Rickroll guy.
Oh, Rick Astley.
Rick Astley. I keep wanting to say Rick Moranis, but I know that's not right, and I get so
Rick
stuck.
Moranis.
I get so stuck.
I think Rick Moranis made Spaceballs.
Yeah, and
think
Honey,
that's-
I Shrunk the Kids, and Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves, and Little Shop of Horrors, and put some respect on Rick Moranis' name.
Damn.
He's also
okay.
he's also Canadian.
Oh, lit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually way more into that now.
I also got I know. Just roll with it.
Okay, go on.
Okay. It sounds listen. Like I've listened back on episodes where we acknowledge the sounds that your parents are making in the background, and it just sounds cooler if we just don't talk about it.
Okay.
Just like guys, like we do this in a house. It's gotta happen.
People live here.
Like you know, and we know, we both know, and we both understand. So
No, what kills me is like the reason why I stop is because I need to take a breath because I feel unbridled
you
rage.
get mad, yeah.
For like a minute.
Fair, that's fair.
And like to be honest with you.
Okay, take your breath.
And I don't want to sound rude, but it's like we do this once a week.
Yeah.
And we've done it once a week for a while now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's just kind of like,
Yeah.
you know, I never ask. You know, it's funny because they're not even that loud the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Like my dad never watches videos out loud, or my mom never has phone calls in the kitchen on a Wednesday. No, it's got to be a Thursday in the middle of our fucking recording session.
I don't know. Maybe she does, and you just like you're at work and
Drive
you
me
don't
up
hear
the
it or something.
fucking wall.
Anyways,
You know what happens? Because that happens, and then I get mad, and then like,
not anyways.
and then like the window, like the curtain will fall.
Yeah.
And then it's like I'm gonna kill someone. It's so fucking frustrating.
Yeah, that's
But
fair.
yeah, don't worry. I actually shouldn't say still. I never stopped. I genuinely love doing this every week,
Yeah, me too.
and I would never want to stop. Truth
Yeah.
be told.
Yeah.
Keep this ball rolling for as long as we can.
Anyways, back to my humble brag, but not so humble brag. Yeah, it's not really a humble brag.
I was like, what are you bragging about?
I got my headshots taken by the daughter of the woman who used to do Rick Moranis' headshots.
Ooh.
I went into her studio and she shares it with her mom, and like there was pictures of like her work up there, and she did Drake, she did Kim Campbell, which is like our first and only female prime minister.
Wow, that's a big one.
Yeah, and
That's
it's
like more than just entertainment.
and it's like the headshot, like it's the portrait that they use in like
No way.
like
She had
textbooks.
her, like
when you see like
politician
textbooks,
portrait, yeah.
when you see textbook pictures of Kim Campbell, it's like Denise Grant took that.
You know what I would? Never mind. Actually,
What? What?
I was gonna say something stupid.
What?
Well, I was gonna say like I would love to see a movie about Sir John A. Macdonald, like the first Prime Minister of Canada.
No, you wouldn't.
Well, that's just it. But what I was gonna say is I would love to see them make it, but then like all the trailers are like this sick biopic picture, like find out about the first Prime Minister of Canada.
Yeah.
And then the movie starts and he's just hammered the entire time.
Yeah. Oh, Sir John A. Macdonald was an alcoholic.
I know very little about him. All I know that he wasn't great.
I did a project on him for school in grade 5, I think, and like I remember this. One of my like fun facts was like, yeah, so like Sir John A. Macdonald would like show up drunk to like cabinet meetings and stuff, and people would be like, why? Like maybe you should stop drinking, and Sir John A. Macdonald was like, maybe you should mind your business.
Maybe you should shut up. I'm the Prime Minister of Canada.
No, like literally, like it was in like froofier language than that, but it was essentially like someone was like, hey, you're the first prime minister, and this is our first time ever being a country independently on our own.
You're kind
like,
of really
maybe
fucking this up for everyone.
Maybe we should stop drinking so much and showing up drunk to cabinet meetings. And he was like, just, shut up, bum!
I will.
Your wife sucks toes.
Your Your wife showed me your ankles, Bob. I've been meaning to tell you for weeks. I love how John A. McDonald's voice is just our typical old, angry white guy voice.
I mean, what else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the Prime Minister of Canada. It's almost Nixon.
It's 1867.
Oh. I'm not a crook. That's like Futurama Nixon.
No, my favorite Nixon impression that you do is the
The
gays and the whores.
Yeah. It's there's this famous like recording of Nixon where he was overheard in the Oval Office talking about things he definitely should not have been talking about.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, they're ruining the country. I'm not talking about these people. I'm talking about the gays and the whores.
Yeah.
Or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Or like, and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
This explains why you got impeached, asshole.
Did he get impeached? Or did he resign?
He got impeached. Okay.
I think he resigned amidst the Watergate scandal.
If I'm not mistaken, the only president to have ever been impeached was Bill Clinton, but Bill Clinton wasn't removed from office. Like it's weird. He loses. I could be totally fucking wrong. Right. American politics is very confusing. Bill Clinton was impeached.
Yeah.
But he didn't stop being like he I think like in actuality like he had no power anymore. Like he had his office stripped from him. But he never stopped being the president. I don't know. It's so fucking confusing. Weird. Yeah, and I think Nixon resigned before he was impeached.
Yeah.
Well, because he felt the hammer. He felt the axe.
Yeah.
It was like, oh,
yeah,
that's coming down hard.
I actually know nothing about the Watergate scandal. I'm not gonna Google it right now, but I'm like, I all I know is that like the Watergate scandal happened, and then that pressured Nixon to resign.
Yeah.
He basically quit before he could get fired.
Definitely.
But I want to find out how many U.S. presidents have been impeached, because there's no way that if Bill Clinton is the only president of the United States who have been impeached, I will actually be so mad because he was impeached over the Monica Lewinsky scandal. And it's like,
Which, of all scandals, is actually not that bad.
Of all the things that presidents in the history of the United States have done that could possibly get them impeached, sleeping with another woman is the thing that does it for you.
You know what's funny about that idea, Sam? It's like, we talk about this all the time, but we live in a world now, like a post-Me Too movement world, where it's like, as long as you're not sexually assaulting people and like hurting folks or like abusing folks, it's like, whatever, man, get your dick wet. Just don't hurt people.
Yeah.
Like, if cheating is the worst thing you can do, as long as I'm not personally involved with you.
Like, it is morally bankrupt.
Of course.
But
it's by none the most evil thing you can do to someone. Yeah.
It's not a crime.
Listen, if a politician was a good politician, but like cheated on his wife every now and then.
And in these days, like
I can take that.
With like a literal rapist in the White House, I would rather a guy who cheats on his wife.
Definitely.
Like, it's the lesser of two evils.
If all Donald Trump did was cheat on his wife, I don't know, I'd be like, you know what, like, he's definitely not doing a great job.
He's not the best person, but he's also not the first guy in office to ever do it, so I don't know why we're putting this up on a pedestal right now.
Exactly.
Anyways, Andrew Johnson and Bill Clinton are the only two presidents who have been impeached in U.S. history, and they were both later acquitted by the Senate for what they did, so...
Oh, that's probably why.
Yeah.
That's probably... Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because Donald Trump gets impeached, that motherfucker's going to jail. I can hope.
Fingers fucking crossed.
Well, because, like, fucking someone in the Oval Office, like you mentioned, is like...
Yeah, we are not a neutral podcast, if
you haven't guessed.
If you haven't figured it out by now.
Listen, man, we talk about, like, we come from theater school backgrounds, you know? We want to work in the arts.
We're trying to be in the arts.
Like...
I can't afford to be a conservative in any capacity.
Listen, man.
I literally cannot afford it. I do not have the money for it.
Like, yeah. You know, like, you're going to work with people in the entertainment industry, and, like, there's a good chance some of them might be on the LGBTQ plus community.
Yeah.
And it's just the way it is. There's no sense in having a negative opinion on that.
No, art is dominated by marginalized groups.
What's that big mouth joke with Jordan Peele's character?
Duke Ellington?
Duke Ellington, and it's like, hey dude, did you know any gay people? And he's like, I'm a singer!
Yeah.
That's the profession of the gay people!
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he brings Freddie Mercury out and he sings that song. It sounds exactly like Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
It's a dope impression.
Yeah. I gotta watch it. They did like a behind the scenes of like the recording of all the songs for Big Mouth. I actually think they're releasing an album, like a compilation of all of the...
That's amazing.
Like I think somebody tweeted Nick Kroll, or Nick Kroll retweeted a tweet that somebody made that was like, can we get a Big Mouth like album on Spotify of like all the songs that are from the show? I would listen to that. And Nick Kroll quote tweeted it and said like, okay.
Dope.
Which means that it had been in the works already. They just hadn't announced it yet.
I'm about to say, I doubt he like ran to his agent and was like,
we gotta do this now!
I already said yes! But no, I mean, that's actually something I really like about Big Mouth when it comes to music. It's like,
so happy we're talking about Big Mouth again.
Like, let me tell you. This is going to be weird when I say it at first, but you have to understand where I'm coming from. Mm-hmm. I like the music in Big Mouth for the same reason I like the music in, like, Steven Universe. Okay. Is because there's effort put into it.
Yeah.
It's not just, like, you know, bumping tunes and, like, words that sort of work.
Yeah.
No, it's like if they're writing a country song, they wrote a country song. If they're writing a rap song, they write a rap. Like, song. They really go...
Yeah, and they rap. Like, they take it serious. Like, it's funny, but, like, they take the genre seriously.
Well, there's that episode.
Oh, my God, that great hard rock song that Maury sings in this season about Florida.
Yeah,
it's like an 80s glam metal, like Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses,
and it's pretty good.
Def Leppard style like song about Florida, which is like the perfect genre to do about Florida.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Well, I loved that one episode where Jesse and Nick sing that like country song about love or whatever, and it's like the music video, and they keep like crouching in the corner.
Oh, and it's directed by they say like directed by it's not Fight Club guy. Ethan Hawke.
Oh, that's right. It's
directed by Ethan Hawke, yeah.
Well, what's funny about that is because at the end, they were like, that was a pretty good song.
Yeah.
Like, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, Big Mouth.
I could talk about Big Mouth forever, but I won't.
I don't want to bore no one.
I don't want people to get... I've already, like, said my piece about how, like, annoying I am with...
What?
Loving Big Mouth.
No one thinks you're annoying.
And how, like, annoying I think people who don't like Big Mouth are. It's like,
right.
Shut up. But yeah, how have you been, Cam?
We've been good. We've had a good day today. We're stockpiling podcast. This is our second podcast in the same day. Mm-hmm. So if you listen to the previous podcast, know that this is that version of us. We're the same. You listen to this 2 weeks after one another.
Yeah.
Maybe you haven't. This is your first time. Maybe it's your first time listening to the podcast.
But like these two podcasts were recorded on the same day.
Doesn't that fuck with you a little bit?
Room, at the same time.
On the same couch.
Wearing the same clothes.
I am wearing the same clothes actually.
Yeah.
No, I've been good. I've been actually, I've been getting in, I haven't done them yet, but I've signed up for voice acting lessons. That'll be fun.
Cool.
Yeah, it's Voice Pro Studio is the name of the company. It's run by voice actor named Melissa Altro, who seems super cool, and I'm excited to learn more about voice acting and actually, like, maybe graduate from doing stupid voices into something that can be, like...
Doing stupid voices and getting paid for it.
Or even, like, but, like, see, here's the thing, like, I don't know for sure yet, but I think the difference between the voices I do in the channel and something like voice acting is, like, I don't know if the voices I can do are sustainable in terms of, like... Cause, like,
good for your voice.
Good for your voice, but also you have to understand when it comes to voice acting, is like, I can't, like, if you're voicing a character who's one of the main characters, like, that character's around all the time.
Yeah.
So you can't just always sound like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like, it's got to be able to sound sad or angry or happy or, like, you know, all facets of emotion.
Yeah.
It's got to sound like a voice.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's why, like, what Nick Kroll does is so impressive, because, like, he voices, like, 25 characters on Big Mouth. Mm-hmm. And they all have, like, inflections, and they can sound any number of ways. It's not just, like, one thing.
I forgot that two Big Mouth members, cast members, are actually on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Because Nick Kroll plays the Homeland Security guy in that one episode.
Is he in Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Yeah, Nick Kroll's in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh my god.
You've definitely seen the episode.
Okay.
They get invited to, like, this, like, terrorist reenactment event for, like, training for, like, Homeland Security and, like, federal agencies.
Oh yeah.
And he's the Homeland Security guy.
Yep.
He's like, Hitler out there.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he sounds like.
Yeah, and then Chelsea Peretti.
Yeah, I know, and also Jenny Slate. She plays this, like, Italian mobster's girlfriend.
Oh, does she?
They go to her apartment, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
you're Polly. Oh.
Right. Isn't she like a hairdresser or something?
No. They go to that's a similar character.
Yeah.
No, because after Jake comes out for being undercover.
Okay.
Yeah. Watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's good. It's got a good story. It's also pretty funny.
Yeah.
Not like I need to promote Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I was gonna say I think literally every single person who currently listens to this podcast is someone that we know, and everyone we know watches Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Or at least has seen an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. At least one.
Also, like, Mike's shirt doesn't need any more promote. Like, he's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're helping out this little show called Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I don't know if you've heard of it.
Fuck.
It's got, there's a couple of known actors, Andy Samberg,
Yeah.
Terry Crews.
Yeah.
Andre Braugher.
Yeah. Brower. Yeah.
His Twitter account is hilarious.
I would love to see Andre Brower in like anything else.
I mean, he had a long career in like those like Law and Order type cop shows.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's been in a bunch of those.
Okay.
He was actually, Mom was watching an episode of SVU one day,
And he was on
and
it?
I was gonna go downstairs, and all of a sudden I heard those dulcet tones.
Yeah.
What?
I know that voice.
And then I peeked my head in, and he was like a lawyer or something.
His voice is one of those voices where like you hear it and you just kind of like straighten up and turn around and you're like, that.
Like he gently but firmly
That's
placed
you.
his hand on my ass.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh.
Whoop.
That's what his voice does to me.
It's true. It's true.
Oh God! But how have you been?
I've been good. Yeah.
I've been bad.
I've been better. I literally can't talk about like why I've been better because
There's
like
been something going on.
it would get me in trouble at work, but work is being work and it sucks. But I did have a paid acting gig,
Woo-hoo!
which is why we're recording 2 podcasts because I had to skip a Thursday to do it.
Yeah, and there's gonna be a bunch of episodes of game stuff with Brad coming out soon.
Yeah. Big buddy Brad covered for us.
Give you a little preview. We play a fighting game and an arcade game.
Okay, we're talking about me now though.
Please continue your story.
Thank you.
Okay.
So it's actually pretty cool. So in Kitchener, there is this old funeral home called Rathspectal Funeral Home, which unfortunately got gentrified.
Fuck.
They're tearing it down tomorrow.
The white man's back at it again.
They're tearing it down tomorrow. Today's Thursday. It's Halloween. It's the 31st.
Yeah.
So they're tearing it down November 1st.
Yeah.
And there's this company called Plugin. I think they do like little pop-up events.
I'm sorry.
For charity.
I'm not laughing.
Get it together.
It's like, but okay, whatever. I'm not gonna make a dirty joke about the charity.
Anyways, so they do these little pop-up events for charities, and they've done it for a couple of years now, and obviously this year's the last year because the building will not exist after tomorrow. But
Sucks.
they host like a Halloween like spooky haunted house in the Rathspectal Funeral Home.
Yeah.
So for context, like this funeral home used to be a mansion, like used to be a house, and then it got turned into
like
a funeral
Victorian
home.
mansion that
Yes.
became
Yeah.
How fitting.
It's enormous.
Right.
So yeah, they have like a haunted house. They set up like horror movies in there and like a DJ and haze and all that stuff.
Is it the best Halloween party ever?
It really is. And they brought in the theater company that I do work for sporadically sometimes, Greenlight Arts.
Woo! Shout out to Greenlight Arts.
Shout out to Greenlight Arts.
There's someone we could actually shout out,
Yeah.
Like Michael Schur, like you said,
Does not need our help.
But yeah, GLA.
Yeah, you should follow them on Instagram. And
They're the best.
They just announced their season actually, so
Nice.
like check it out, see if there's anything that you like. Even if you don't like it, buy a ticket. I don't care. Go see their shows, support them. They're great.
I want to hear what you have to say, so please hang on to it.
Yeah.
But can I make one side note?
What?
I actually I haven't followed Matt or Karen. I follow Greenlight Arts on Twitter.
Yeah.
But I haven't followed Matt or Karen on Twitter because I'm afraid of what they'll think of my Twitter.
Of your Twitter. Yeah. No, I purposely now. I didn't care so much before, but now that I've worked for them, I'm like conscious of what I
just tweeting garbage anymore.
and it's like they don't care. They're very cool about lots of stuff, and like
there's a camera says fuck a lot on the internet.
they purposely like hired me, and like they tell me all the time that they like my voice, they like how I like run my social media. I help them out with their social media posts sometimes.
Of course.
So
you're good
like
at it.
thank you. So like I know that they don't particularly care, but like I'm not as ignorant as I once was on Twitter because now I have people watching me.
I've actually been one of my favorite things to do is steal your phone and tweet dumb shit out of it.
Exactly.
So I've been a bit more conscious of that as of late.
Yeah, exactly.
All I need is like fuck me daddy showing up on like Kieran Myers' fucking Twitter account.
Yeah, who's another local playwright
/
artist that I love and adore and like working with.
And who's an associate of yours. Like you know him,
yeah,
he's a nice guy.
I would call Kieran a colleague at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
So
you were saying about the event.
So the event. takes it. They set up like a spooky haunted house, this plug-in company, and all the proceeds go towards homeless, like a homeless, not a homeless shelter. It's like a charity that helps people find resources to help them find homes.
Right.
It connects them with like resources to find housing.
Cool.
So yeah, they brought us in to me and like a bunch of my other friends from school to like be spooky people, and like you know like it's a funeral home. I really don't think Ratsbechtel is that creepy.
No.
It is a little creepy.
Is it run down?
Not really.
Well, then that takes away the creepy factor off the bat.
Yeah, like there was
yeah.
there's an embalming room in there, and like that's creepy
yeah.
because it's completely abandoned, but like the table where they laid out bodies is still there.
Ew.
There's like a weird stain on the floor from like the formaldehyde and stuff.
That is body juice.
Exactly. So like, yeah, there's that, but you know, it's just it's and like we went into the basement, like the bowels of this like giant basement in the funeral home, and like that's creepy because it's been abandoned for like a year or something like that. So like it was a little creepy, but and there were like hot spots and cold spots.
Ooh, that's creepy.
The place has been shut down for like a year. Like the water's been turned off, the electricity's been turned off.
The vents probably just don't work as well anymore.
Exactly.
It's not like there's fucking AC running through this building.
They made it creepy. Like they brought in lights and stuff like that, but like they made it creepy, you know? Like
you know what's funny about
if you
that?
just leave it, like we were there in the daytime for like a rehearsal and it was fine. I was like, I can see where you could make this creepy.
Yeah.
It has the potential. But it's not inherently creepy.
You know, okay, like, that's actually an interesting thought. Where it's like, if I walked into somewhere, like this haunted house, and it was like this old building, and it had like a bunch of red lights and haze and shit, like, I would think like, oh, this looks creepy, but it's not actually creepy. You know
Exactly.
I mean? It looks creepy.
Yes.
Like, if I walked into this building and it was fucking dark, like, this is actually creepy.
I don't want to be here.
Like, yeah, like, I would actually prefer to come back when it's daytime.
Yeah.
You know, that to me is like, this is beyond looking scary. This is just actually scary.
And there were some, like, creepy things about it. Like, we found this one, like, panel on the wall, this, like, wood panel that had a bunch of scratches on it.
Yeah, I think you took a picture of it. Yeah.
I took a picture of it, and I was like, that's creepy. But at the same time,
it's probably just, like, mice or something.
It was completely empty. And, you know, like, it was, like, when they moved out of it, they knew that the building was eventually going to be torn down. So I'm sure, like, when they were moving furniture, they weren't being super careful about not digging the walls.
Exactly.
So I'm sure they scratched it up when they were moving furniture out of it. I thought
it was, like, a fucking body.
Exactly. There was there was, like, these scratches, like, there was no way that they were made by a human hand. Like, there were too many of them, like, clustered together for them to be made by, like, a human or even a claw at that rate. Like, it was obviously like something had scratched up against it.
Exactly.
So,
it's just
like,
some movers who didn't give a shit anymore.
But it was fun to like walk around and be like, that's fucked up. Yeah. About that.
But like, because you know what it is? Because I think what's interesting about that is when you walk into a place that is quote unquote scary.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's not scary, your mind fills in the gaps.
Yes.
So it's like you would walk by this scratched up piece of wood 9 times out of 10 normally.
Exactly.
But because you're in this creepy space, you notice it.
And it's abandoned.
Yeah.
And
you're like, what's the story?
Yeah.
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 That's fun though. That is the fun.
It was fun to walk around and be like, that could be creepy, that could be creepy, that could be creepy. But it wasn't actually that creepy.
No, of course
Except
not.
for the basement. The basement was a little creepy.
Yeah.
But it's a basement.
Well, is the basement also where they kept the bodies?
Some, yeah. Like there were like shelves where you would like keep like store caskets.
Because I know that any room that a dead body has been in, I'm like, even if it's years since and they've like power washed the fucking every surface, I would still be like, someone died in here or someone that was dead was in here.
Yeah,
and I'll never be able to get comfortable.
And actually, on the door to the embalming room, there was a gold plate that had been stuck to the door, and it said like reminder, something like, behind these doors is the room where we prepare family members for the hardest time in any family's life. This remember to honor like the work that we do here, and like, you know, like to keep the spirit of like something, I don't know, something like that.
Whoa.
Obviously, it had a huge impact on me. I don't think I took a picture of it because Matt took a picture of it, and I was like, I don't need to take a picture of this.
I agree with that sentiment, though. Like, don't get me wrong, the funeral industry, I think, is like a money-sucking, greedy fucking industry. But I think if I have actually a cousin of mine is a funeral worker. He does embalming.
Really?
Yeah.
A cousin that I've met?
No.
Okay.
You wouldn't have met him. He's like a second or third cousin.
Okay.
Super nice guy, but regardless, he works in these funeral homes. And he said, like, besides the morbidness of it all, it's very fulfilling work.
Yeah.
Because in his mind, and also I think this is just the case, but like you said, it was all about, like, respect and care.
Yes.
And making sure that everyone can celebrate and mourn properly.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's actually a very noble thing to do.
Absolutely.
And it has a gross connotation, but I think that's a stigma. I'll say it.
I think so too.
We need sanitation workers and funeral home workers.
Like
Nothing wrong with either of them.
somebody's got to do it.
Exactly.
I don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, like every funeral that I've been at, and unfortunately I've been to my fair share of them.
Me too.
Like, I look around at
People be dying,
at the funeral home employees, and I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm really glad you're here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad you're here.
Well,
I don't want to do this job. I can't think of anybody in my immediate circle who would want to do this job, but this job really needs to be done, and like my family really needs this help.
Yeah.
So like, fuck you for charging $2,300 for a casket, but like
something that we're gonna burn or put in the ground.
But like, your presence is nice. Thank
Listen,
you.
Sam, I'll tell you right now. Years from now, after we're retired and we both die at the age of 99, and we lived a full life. You have full permission to just shoot my body out of a cannon. Like, don't
I
even.
don't.
Well, it's like I think don't waste money on a on a nice big funeral. Put me in the ground or put me in an urn and fucking spread my ashes in front of the Rusty Anchor in Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
So I can have that lobster mac one last time.
Before you pass away. Yeah.
I know you like that one.
Oh, it's good lobster mac and cheese though. God damn.
I would, Sam. You think I bring this up all the fucking time? And
actually, you know what? I wouldn't hate that for you. Like, the close family goes to Nova Scotia.
The Cabot Trail.
Drives the Cabot Trail, like a trip that you really enjoyed to take you to the Rusty Anchor.
Trip
like,
I'm definitely gonna do
the
again.
Rusty Anchor looks out over the ocean. We could scatter your ashes over the ocean, and then we all go inside and eat food at the Rusty Anchor
with the funeral money.
And nobody has to eat those dry church basement sandwiches.
Yes.
Which is exactly what I do not want anybody to do for me.
I don't want people to be
when
miserable
I pass
at my
away.
funeral.
Do not have it in a miserable church, because I never went to church.
No.
Do not. I know it's like a cheap space, but like, don't put it anywhere else. Have it in a community center. Like, please, a non-secular building.
Somewhere.
And like
a theater. Rent out a theater.
And do not, for the love of God, make those awful sandwiches. Please have better food.
Like the egg salad sandwiches.
Oh my God. For my grandma's wake, celebration of life, my Aunt Janice brought in Caribbean food. And
oh, that's dope. Like, you don't want to say you had a good time at a funeral, but like,
I didn't, but the food was good. I had a bad time, but I ate good food.
Yeah.
I feel like I deserve that.
Yeah.
No,
I feel that. At my grandma's funeral, we ordered a bunch of JP's Pizzeria, a local pizzeria in Mississauga.
Yeah.
And man, I know JP's is the go-to for my dad, but I'm not gonna fucking lie. I love JP's Pizzeria.
Yeah.
JP's is tasty as hell.
Yo, JP's Pizzeria, you want to sponsor us?
Get 15% off your next order with the order code CHILLSPOT.
Yeah.
It's not real. Don't put that in. One day it might be.
JP's Pizzeria, it's a chill spot.
So how did the performance go? We're not done with this story yet, baby. You thought I forgot.
It went okay. We didn't have a lot of time to nail down exactly what we were doing. So we basically were just so based on the spaces that were available to us, there was an embalmment room. There was a space where the priest could prepare himself or herself or theirself for the services.
Yeah.
And then there was there was
like a priest green room.
yeah, kind of. And then there was
room.
there was a room. It looked like it could have been an office, but it was gorgeous.
Yeah.
It had
It probably would
beautiful hardwood floors.
Hey man, field directors make a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, beautiful hardwood floors, like kind of tacky wallpaper, but you could see how it would have been nice for the time. Like lots of like cabinet storage, like nice wood cabinets.
Those buildings
it was gorgeous.
like 1,000 fucking years old. So
so someone was in there, and then there was an attic where my friend, who's also named Samantha, was like in like a creepy. So like there are like turrets on this old house. Like remember, it was a mansion.
yeah. So it had
it had turrets.
Yeah, turrets. Yeah, whatever.
So like you could go into the one turret, and it was like a really really cramped space. It was a little square. It was practically 4x4, but
well, it's literally for like defense. Yeah, like they had those so they can like shoot arrows at people and intruders.
Well, she wasn't like on top of the turret. She was like, it wasn't like, you know how like in Monty Python and the Holy Grail, like that dude is literally hanging over a turret while he's like, your mother was a hamster and your father smelled of elderberries. It's not that kind of turret.
Okay.
She was like inside of it. They were like, it was like enclosed and everything, but whatever.
Did it have slits? Did it have like slits on the walls?
Yeah, but there were windows.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, but were they really thin?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Anyway, go on.
So she was in the turret,
Tell you what, I think that's
like,
cool later.
as like a creepy, like, mother, like, mourning her child, and she was, like, reading it a bedtime story, but, like, she was, like, thinly veiled, and, like, there was, like, a strobe light behind her, so, like, you couldn't see what she was doing.
That's so scary.
I was in this, like, really, like, old-school tiled bathroom
Nice.
that I had lit up with, like a bluish-purple light.
Dope.
And I was, like, doing creepy shit,
Like the neon
like, putting
demon.
on a bunch of, like, makeup. My face has not recovered yet from...
But to say, you've been having
some dry skin lately.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, it was worth it.
Perfect.
And then, like, my friend Nathaniel was, like, an embalmer in the embalming room, like, putting people on a table and, like, pretending to operate on them and stuff. So, like, yeah. We hadn't figured out what we were doing, just, like, who our characters were and what our kind of, like, backstory was.
Yeah.
But, like, that
What's
was hard to parlay to the audience because they weren't really there to watch a show. They were just sort of, like, getting drunker and drunker and touring about the house.
They're here to get fucking scared. Yeah.
Exactly. So, I kind of like, I had an idea of what I was doing, but then I had to stop putting makeup on my face because my face was starting to hurt. And I kind of just started doing creepy shit. I just kind of lost my narrative.
Well, you had to do what you had to do to make
started
people
doing
scared.
creepy shit. Yeah, I was up there for like an hour.
What'd you do?
Just improving. So I started off like putting tons and tons and tons and tons of lipstick on my mouth, like. And I brought like 4 or 5 different shades with me, just like putting it on, taking it off, putting another one on, taking it off, putting it on, taking it off, not moisturizing in between, putting it on, taking it off, and then like
that would be really scary. If,
I had this like
you
old
put on the lipstick and then wiped it off and then moisturized and put the lipstick back on.
Yeah,
like a psychopath.
But then I brought this old bottle of concealer and foundation that I have and never use and is honestly probably expired at this point, and I was like putting it on my face and then wiping it off and putting it on and wiping it off and putting it on and wiping it off, putting it on my hands, rubbing it all over my hands, wiping it off, putting it all over my hands, wiping it off. I brought this like blue lipstick that I had and I put it on and wiped it off with my hand and like wiped it on the walls.
Nice.
And then like realized what I had done. Luckily everything was tile, so like I just took the makeup remover and just like wiped it off.
It is also like getting torn down.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure it's not a big deal.
But I had like an damn spot out moment, like Lady Macbeth, where I was just like I was like scrubbing my hands and it wasn't coming off, and I just kept like rubbing it and wiping it and rubbing it and wiping it and like getting more and more panicked.
Should have just started screaming or something.
Yeah, exactly, and like freaking out, and then I would freak out and I would slam the door in people's faces.
That's right.
And it was great because every single time I got a scream, like I freaked people out.
So like I have to ask then. I want to picture this like as the audience member.
Yeah.
Were people like in the hallway and you had like a door that was like creaked open a little bit?
So there was a hallway. People were in the hallway, and then they had we had caution taped off the doors so that people were like. People still came in and fucked with me, which is like kind of stupid, but they were drunk at that point, so like
what did they do?
Can't really hold it against them. So there was one point where I was like sitting in a bathtub with like my head bowed down all the way and my hair all up in my face like a creepy person, and this like drunk girl like came in, and I was like I was like wiping my hands with a makeup remover like pad. And I was just in the bathtub, like, doing it slowly and creepily.
Yeah.
And this, like, drunk girl who I guess was dressed up like a deck of cards. She was wearing an orange dress.
Okay.
And had a headband that she had glued playing cards to. It's like, I'm not sure what you're supposed to be.
I don't know, maybe like an Alice in Wonderland character.
Yeah, but it was more than, she wasn't like the Queen of Hearts because she had different suits on her headband.
You know what? It's fine.
Whatever.
This girl can be a deck of cards if she'd like.
She like came in and like saw me like rubbing like my hands, and at that point I was like doing my nails because I'd gotten a bunch of lipstick underneath my nails.
Yeah.
Blue lipstick underneath my nails.
I know what lipstick you're talking about.
And
It's cute.
she was like, "What is she doing?" And then she like crawled underneath the caution tape and like knelt beside me in the bathtub, and she was like, "Oh my god, she's taking her nail polish off." I don't have nail polish on, by the way, and I didn't back then. I did not.
Honey, you need the nail polish remover to do that.
Yeah, and she was like, "My friends dared me to come in here and see what you were doing. Like, what are you doing?" And she tried to talk to me, and my character wasn't talking.
No.
Like, I'm a creepy person. Like, I didn't, like, interact with people.
I'm assuming you're like a lost spirit. Or, like, that's kind of the idea.
My character's backstory was sort of like, I was like someone who was at the funeral home who wanted to like break up with her lover, but then her lover died, and now she's like at the funeral and like feeling super guilty and like
having a full-on mental breakdown. In the funeral home bathroom. That's a pretty good backstory.
Thank you, but it just kind of got boring acting out for like an hour, 2 hours even. So I was just in the bathtub like trying to like take my guilt in quotation marks. Bo was really represented by the makeup off my hands, and she was just like being weird and thought that I was taking my nail polish off. And she was like, "Can I have some?" And I like quietly like gave her my very used cotton pad, and she like took it and started like trying to take off her nail polish that she had clearly just painted on for that night because it matched her outfit. And I was like, "Okay, you can go now."
Yeah, to get out, man.
Yeah. Just
tape
get
there
out.
for a reason.
Just get out.
For fuck's sake.
And then, of course, like, this is why I don't like site-specific work, is because people try and fuck with you because they think that they're smart and they're funny, and they start doing it for their friends to impress other people and not to, like, be a part of the art that you're trying to do.
See, that's what... I'll let you finish, but what is frustrating about that is because, in my opinion, when you set up what you've set up here, it's less of a show to these people and more like an amusement.
Yeah.
So it's like, they think, like, oh, when I go to, like, Canada's Wonderland, I can, like... Or like Disneyland, like I could like fuck with people in the costumes because I'm a dickhead.
Yeah.
So like, and obviously I'm not. They're probably not bad people. They're just drunk. But they come on show with something like this. It's Halloween. They're all dressed up. They've been drinking. They think like, oh well, you're not actually going to hurt me because you're not a real. You're an actor.
Yeah.
So they get emboldened.
Yeah, exactly. And a couple of people like got emboldened or just like said stupid shit, and I just had to
anything offensive? Did like
work past
say
it.
Something stupid?
I did scare the shit out of one girl when I slammed the door too hard.
Nice.
And she like I slammed the door and she screamed, and I was like celebrating behind the door. I was like, "Ah, fuck yeah, I got them." And she was like,
"For that bitch!
Ah, you scared the shit out of me! I'm gonna kick your ass!" And I was like, "Fair." I say stuff like that when I get scared, but then she kept saying she wanted to kick my ass. And then, like, she walked down the hallway, and I could hear her shouting because she was drunk.
Oh.
And she was like, "That girl scared the shit out of me. Like, I want to kick her ass. I want to kick her ass. Did you see that girl? I want to kick her ass."
That girl's gonna beat you up.
And then Matt, my, like, boss, was like, boss/friend. I think he would feel bad if I called him my boss. But he kind of, like, he heard the commotion and, like, politely, like, went up and just kind of, like, pushed her along to the next. Like, get her out of my face.
You rascal.
Yeah, he backed me up.
You should have just fist fought her. You should have just taken her down.
I know. But, like, so then my character decided to do this thing where, like, I would go and I would stand at the door, like, right up to the threshold and apply makeup as if
the door
was the mirror and the people were the mirror.
Right.
So I was kind of, like, staring through people.
That's cool.
And she came back. Like, I had closed the door and she kept walking, and then I kept the door closed for a while just to, like, take a break from people.
Yeah.
And she had, like, tried to bring some people back, but my door was closed.
Right.
And they were like, "Oh, whatever." And then I opened the door again and started doing the mirror thing, and she came back and she was like, "That's the girl." And she, like, put her finger in my face and was like, "That's the girl that scared the shit out of me. I want to kick your ass. Don't you ever fucking do that again."
The fuck is this girl's problem? Like, you're in a haunted
she was
house.
So stuck on me.
Wow.
That, like, yeah, I don't think she actually wanted to kick my ass.
Her
but,
little pride was hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
What did she look like?
She was really gorgeous. She was really pretty.
Was she, like, smiling when she was doing this?
I could tell that she was drunk and just like
I'll kick your ass.
she was she was playing it up for her friends.
This bitch, she's scared the.
Yeah, exactly. Minus the puke, like exactly that.
That's good.
So
Okay, that makes me
kind of didn't want her finger in my face,
No.
but like she was drunk, so I just let it fly.
Should have just given like a gentle little kiss, just like. That would really scare the shit out of her. There's nothing better than
I know,
like,
but that would break the mirror facade, and then people wouldn't trust me, and then people fuck with you more, right?
Exactly.
If you break it.
But something that I think is interesting about the relationship with site-specific theater and like what happened with you is that like if you do shit like that, like obviously not like the kissing thing, but if you break, you have to remind folks that like I am not a video being played in front of you.
I know.
I am right here.
I know.
And you fucking with me, like I'm gonna fuck with you back.
Yeah.
That's like I have a couple friends and like who do Halloween Haunt every year.
Okay, yeah.
And
at Canada's Wonderland.
Yeah, I think Canada's Wonderland. And it is a lot of the same thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, because people are really drunk and they'll touch you or they'll fuck with you.
Yes.
Especially because they're really convincing of being scary.
Yes.
And apparently they have this thing, like they have like a little bit, like some chalk on them, all the workers do.
Okay.
Where it's like, if someone touches you, you can
mark
them to be like, watch out for this person.
Ah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Or like, I think some people might take it as like, fuck extra hard with this person.
Yeah. I remember, so the local, I guess, amusement park, it's not much of an amusement park, it's more of a water park, Bingaman's in
Benjamins?
KW. They do like a scream park every year, like a haunted.
There's an ad that plays for it right in the highway entrance at James Snow.
Yeah, like a haunted house.
Relevant
And
to no one.
a friend of mine did it. This was back when we were in high school, and he was telling the story about how like he was the guy in the corn maze one year who was supposed to chase people around with a chainsaw.
Dope.
Fake chainsaw.
Yeah, they take the chains out.
Yeah, exactly.
It just makes the revving noise.
It just makes the revving noise. And
just as scary, let me tell you.
Yes. But he was like walking around and like scaring people one year, and he cornered this girl, and she just went, "I know you're not allowed to touch me. You're not scary." And it's like, can
And
you
he punched
just
her in the face.
can you maybe like go the other way, or like, I don't know, just like run it. I don't know, just like play along.
Yeah, hey,
or
man,
like join
yeah.
your friends or something.
We're
like,
not gonna touch you, but do you maybe want to lighten up a little bit?
yeah, do you maybe want to like go with it a little bit? Like,
See, I feel like all it would take would me if I worked Halloween Haunt is like the fifth person to be like, you can't touch me, you're not scary. I would like drop the facade and just be like, hey, do you maybe want to like play along?
yeah.
Yeah, I know I'm in character and now I'm not. So
Yeah.
you can see that I'm a real person.
Yeah.
Like maybe
be nice.
not have such a shit attitude.
Be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the next person I'd be like, ooh. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm glad they do that chalk thing though. Mm-hmm. Because like, yeah, people
Don't touch workers, man. You can't touch them anywhere else.
Exactly.
And they're not gonna hurt you. Of course they're not gonna hurt you. Like,
Well, it's like that famous like installation art exhibit thing. I think it was Marina Abramovich, but I could be wrong. We studied it a bunch in school. She did that
oh, the
thing.
foreigner?
No, she did that thing where she like sat in a museum for like 24, like 48 hours straight or something like that, with a bunch of objects laid out in front of her, and like there were like roses and bracelets and jewelry and clothes. She was completely naked, and then there was a gun, like a loaded gun.
pistol, yeah.
And like some people like fucked with her, and like they wrote like swear words on her naked body, and like
well, they were instructed
put weird
to like
shit in her hair.
Yeah, hold nothing back.
And then one person grabbed the gun and put it to her head.
Yeah.
And it's like there's always one person who just goes too far.
But you know what? But that's the point of the installation.
Exactly. And like that's why it's so powerful, and that's why it stayed.
I have a feeling
like,
that might have been Yoko Ono, actually.
Was it Yoko Ono?
I could be wrong.
I don't think it was Yoko Ono.
Because she's site-specific as well. She's like a performance artist.
She is a performance artist. I think her thing was she and John Lennon stayed in bed for a year. Seriously, for a full 365 days, they stayed in bed for an entire year.
Wow.
And they did interviews from the bed, and like people that came in and visited them.
They never like got up to go to the bathroom?
I think that's the only time they ever got up and out, but they didn't like leave their room.
You know how broken your body would be by the end of that year?
Yeah, you'd be like the fucking grandparents in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
You just can't move. The legs are so atrophied and like bed sore.
Bed sores, God.
You ever got a bed sore before?
No, I haven't.
I got the onset of a bed sore when I had pneumonia for a week because I was in bed for a whole week.
Yeah, because you were genuinely sick.
I like got up off my bed and like my back felt dry. Like it felt like you have dry skin.
Yes.
And I looked in the mirror and it's like there was nothing I wasn't bleeding and there was no like there wasn't raw skin, but it was
Yeah.
just really red.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit, if I stay in bed for much longer, I'm gonna get fucking bed sores.
Yeah.
That would suck.
Gross. But yeah, that's why I'm not a huge fan. Like, as a performer, I don't really like doing installation art or site specific work, because like I just don't have so many years in customer service. I don't have the patience to deal with people fucking with me.
You deal with people enough on a daily basis.
I do that enough as it is. This is supposed to be the thing that makes me feel like a human being again. I don't want to face the same problems that I face when I'm at work.
I totally.
Don't fuck with me.
100% on board with that.
Don't fuck with me. I definitely want you to come to the theater and be under the same strict guidelines as you are at any other theater, where you have to sit down, shut up, turn your fucking phone off, and pay attention to me for 90 minutes.
There's nothing I like better than turning my phone off before a theater show. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what it is, but there's something really.
You're kind of pompous about that.
What do you mean?
You're like I don't know. When we went to see the flick, and like you and I both, we turned our phones all the way off. Like we didn't put them on silent. We like powered off our phones.
Yeah.
I do it because I'm terrified that something like somehow some setting will turn itself off, and I'll get a phone call in the middle of a show, and I don't want to
watching a fucking movie. There's people on stage.
And I don't want to throw off the live performers.
Yeah. That's really the only reason I turn it off.
But we were doing it, and you were like, I don't understand why anybody would ever like not turn their fucking phone off for a theater show.
Yeah.
For a theater show. And I was like, yeah, no, like it's just the right thing to do. And you were like, but like you're a bad person if you don't turn off your phone for a theater show. I was like,
I'll take that.
Okay.
Well, because in my opinion, there's something I really like about turning my phone off in a theater show, because it's really nice to not have to worry about looking at my phone for a couple hours. Because goddamn, this little anxiety box, sometimes I want to throw out the fucking window.
Yeah, true.
You know?
True.
Yeah, did I come on a little strong in the theater show? Yes. And no, you're not actually a bad person. No, you're a bad person if you don't turn your phone off, but then know that you're the kind of person who would get something like phone calls or emails or text messages.
Right.
Or like my mother who leaves her ringer on.
Yeah. For
It's
text.
like, that is her text run.
Yeah.
That's how, I wasn't exaggerating. That's how long that is.
Yeah.
And sometimes in the middle of a conversation at dinner, it'll go off like 5 or 6 times, and like I'll be in the middle of a story and I have to be like, please turn off your phone.
Yeah.
Please turn the ringer off your
Dog
phone.
also hates it.
Yeah.
Hobbs hates it.
Hobbs starts shaking every time.
Yeah.
And I get it. My mom's a busy woman and she talks to people a lot, so she needs to know when she got a notification. Like, I get it. Pick a shorter one.
Dinner time, though? Dinner time.
Yeah, also, for dinner time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I
and yes, pick a shorter one.
And also, don't turn your phone on in theaters. Or, you know what, leave it off, because you'll be happier to know that you don't have to look at it for 3 hours.
Yeah, I just feel more secure when I do it.
Do we talk about
I don't mind so much in movie theater. Like, I turn my phone on silent in movie theaters.
Oh, yeah.
But I really don't want to throw off a live performer.
No.
And I know that, like,
it's a whole different bag.
You know, like, most performers are very professional and can handle it, but I still don't want to do it.
Depending on the show, they might even make fun of you.
Yeah, exactly. In which they have the complete right to.
Every right. If my
I don't want to get made fun of, though, so I don't do that.
Yeah, if I was ever seeing like Spam-A-Lot, like the Monty Python play, and my fucking phone went off,
Oof.
I would like stand up and like hold my arms out, like, give it to me,
Lay
it on me, boys,
roast me, daddies.
And then they would roast the shit out of me, and it would be totally called for.
Yep, absolutely.
But no, yeah, like I was gonna bring up something about right. Did we ever? So we mentioned a couple podcasts that we saw this theater show, The Flick.
Yes.
Which was a great show.
Mm-hmm.
Did we talk about the circumstances around the runtime?
I think we did. Yeah, the 3-hour runtime.
Yeah, where it was like
how it did not say that on the website. I was
like, how long is it? You're like, it's an hour and a half, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. What a great length.
Yeah.
We got there. Well, the show will be 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
With one intermission.
She literally
more like 4 hours.
She literally like ripped our tickets, and she was like, okay, so the runtime is a 3-hour. It's a 3-hour runtime, but don't worry. Like, sorry, it's a 3-hour runtime with a 20-minute intermission, but don't worry, the time's gonna fly by.
Okay.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't. I enjoyed the show. The show did not drag. But at the same time, the flick has a lot of silences built into it.
Yeah.
And it's the stage directions, multiple stage directions state that, like, you should sit in silence for a minute. And a minute
it's
in a
forever.
show is so long. 60-second silences in a theater show are so long.
I did think it was too long.
Some of them were, yes.
Yeah, like-
some of them, like the show really made you sit in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that would be my only major criticism of the show.
Yeah.
Is that like there were times like I remember at the top of the show the two characters come out and you have to imagine like they set up a bunch of rows of movie theater chairs.
Yep.
So these two dudes with like the kind of brooms they'd use for movie theaters.
Yeah.
Whatever they're called.
The little like the broom and dustpan combo.
Yeah. And it's like it can like fold up and
Yeah.
shit. So they're like sweeping popcorn. They must have done that for seriously like 2.5 minutes.
Like at the there
Top
were
of the
like
show.
there was more than one scene where that's how that scene started
And
with
Sam,
them like slowly sweeping up popcorn
I
as
would
they moved down the stairs.
never in a million years after my phone tirade, never yell out. But like I swear to God, I felt it building up inside of me. Like
I did
start
too,
the
yeah.
show. Like,
Yeah.
I was getting really upset.
Yeah. Go faster.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so one more thing about the flick. That's not a criticism, but something you and I never quite figured out is how the fuck during those short.
The popcorn keeps showing up.
They got popcorn all over that set
Yeah.
in like 30 seconds. How
Yeah.
do they fucking do that?
Like they would seriously like imagine a movie theater. Like they basically built like if you've ever been to like an art house theater, like a, like not quite a Cineplex, but like smaller than a Cineplex, but
If you're
still
from Kitchener, more like a Princess Cinema.
like a Princess or an Apollo Cinema,
Yeah.
like size theater. They start at the top, and like both sides of the theater, like both sets of stairs, are covered in popcorn.
like covered.
It's almost like somebody.
It's comical, actually.
Yeah, it's actually comical because I've never seen this much popcorn in a theater.
Yeah.
Like after a movie showing, but the stairs are just like littered with popcorn, and they sweep it from top to bottom. They don't sweep the whole thing because
Yeah.
if they covered everything, we'd be there forever.
Because we'd still be watching the show.
But they move down from top to bottom. So like they sweep up, 75% of the popcorn, do the scene, and then black out. And then black out for 2 seconds, and lights go up, and there's popcorn everywhere all over again. It's all back there.
Like, how?
They dump it, like they dump the popcorn into a garbage can, like at
And
the end
there
of
was
every
so
scene.
much.
And there's so much popcorn, and it's all back on the stairs.
I always felt like they swept up like 2 kernels, and then when they go dump it out, it was like sea of popcorn.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
It's like they pre-filled the dustpan with popcorn so that there'd be something to pour out.
Well, that's what I think. Actually, like I have 2 theories on how they might have done it. The first theory is like if you can imagine for those at home, like bleachers.
Yeah.
You know how you can go under bleachers?
Yeah.
I think they were under the set and throwing popcorn out. Or
There had to have been like 4 people on each side to get that much popcorn
stagehands probably
out.
specifically just for that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Like ASMs under just for that. I should have kept my program. I should have clocked how many like ASMs they had.
Oh, that would have been good.
Because that would explain it. But I just don't see any reason for there to be 4 ASMs for that show though.
But my second theory is that those like big bins they come out like the dustpans
Yeah.
were just full.
Yeah.
And then when they were getting to position, they would just like
Yeah.
shake it out on the stairs.
Yeah.
That how else?
I know.
Right?
I
Like
don't know.
I don't know how else.
Crazy.
But no, Flick was a great show. Great acting, great dramaturgy. Actually, excellent dramaturgy.
Excellent dramaturgy.
The set design was off the chain. It could have been like 45 minutes shorter, but like I do think that it was still a great show.
God bless y'all, but yeah. Yeah, it could have. But yeah, I want to see more shows.
Yeah,
I want to
subscribe to that newsletter.
I know that it's not super cost efficient, but I would love to see more theater shows.
Hey man, like
Get out to see more plays. I gotta. And this summer when I was working with Greenlight Arts and like they presented a show called Seat Next to the King, which is an awesome show.
Yeah.
I hung out with the creative team. I was really lucky enough to do that. It's a great people. That show operates like a family. They're great. But they would be like, "Oh, so did you see this show last season? Did you see this show last season?" I'd be like, "No, I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything."
Well, you have your ear more to the ground than I do for that in that regard.
Yeah.
So I'm happy. Listen, man, I don't care if we got to go to fucking Hamilton to go
Yeah.
see a cool theater show.
Yeah.
Like, I'm game for theater always.
Yeah. Well, like I like Crow's Nest, so I subscribe to them.
Me too.
I gotta go see more Obsidian shows because that's the only black theater company in the area, in the province. I think, like professional at least. Like there are probably a bunch of like little like black theater
You would know
companies
better than I do.
around, but like I don't think there are anything quite as major as Obsidian.
Can I just say that an all-black theater company that like implores black artists and make puts on black shows called Obsidian is so cool.
Yeah.
That's a dope name.
Yeah, it's really, really dope. It's a cool company. I got to meet one of the actresses who, like, she actually won a Dora, I think, for being in one of their shows a couple years ago.
Dope.
And she, like, sang its praises to me, and I was like, damn, I gotta
Subscribe to their newsletter. Let's go see some shows.
I gotta get there. I did, and I have, and
they could also be in the off season right now.
Their season is happening right now. They have
dope.
a show called Passover that's out that is apparently very good.
Cool.
Extremely good.
I'm game.
Yeah,
It's time as well.
Money.
And money, because the ticket's probably like $40 a pop.
Yeah, because Obsidian is like, it probably costs about as much as a Crow's Nest show, to be perfectly honest, and those tickets were like $35 each, and I got them on the cheaper end.
Well, I gotta say though,
so
like,
it only goes up from there.
Listen, man, like theater, I'm trying to get into entertainment as a whole.
Yeah.
But theater is my baby, right? Like
Yeah.
I will pay whatever it costs
Yeah.
to see some good theater.
Yeah.
Because it's fucking worth it.
Yep.
And on that note,
Yep.
why don't we end this so I can play some Luigi's Mansion 3?
Fine.
I was hoping you'd be like, yeah!
No, you've had a long day. Let's let you play some Luigi's Mansion. I'll play Sims while you do that, actually.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, lesson number 1 for today is go see more theater.
Yeah, go see more theater. There are more... You know what? Oh, my God. Honestly, like, if you want to message the Chill Spot account, I will give you some cool... Like, I'll list you off, like, all the theater companies that I know, and if
Hell
you
yeah.
really want to do the research on them, like, find a theater company that you like with, like, a mantra that you like. Try it out.
Hell yeah.
Go see a show. Like,
And you know what?
they have student prices. All of them
Yeah.
do. Like,
They're mostly local.
like GTA, like at the farthest, like...
Listen, man.
Like, give it a shot. You know, there's, like, I swear to God, I know that access is a huge problem with theater. There's not much you can do. Like, theater is expensive and it's limited time always, but it's definitely, it should not be, how do I word this? Thinking that theater is not for you should not be the thing that stops you from going to the theater. I understand time and I understand money, but there is content out there right now, especially in Canadian theater. Canadian theater, despite all the obstacles, despite Doug Ford's fucking government,
Yeah, fuck you, Doug Ford.
right now, like, theater is thriving in
100%.
Canada, especially. There is some excellent original Canadian theater being made.
What's that
right
famous
now.
quote? That's like
Theater has been dying, is the only profession that has been dying for years and hasn't folded yet or something
and
like
will
that.
never die.
Yeah.
As long as there exists passionate people, theater will never die.
Yeah. And I can honestly say, like, from the small pocket of professionals working in Canadian theater right now that I have had truly the honor of meeting.
Definitely.
They're passionate about keeping Canadian theater alive despite everything.
Hell yeah.
And that passion shines through in everything that they make.
That's rad as hell.
So hit me up. Lesson number 2, hit me up for Theater Rex, and I will list you off a bunch of theater companies,
Maybe you
Canadian
can
theater
make a post
companies
about
in
it
the
later
GTA, and like, yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, do that.
And also, you know what? Like, don't write off your local community theater.
Nope.
There are some community theaters that put on awesome shows.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, you gotta understand that, like, you're not gonna go see something with, like, crazy special effects or, like, awesome costumes, but, like, you'll probably go see some passionate people.
Great stories.
Yes.
Fantastic storytelling.
Definitely.
At the very least, just amazing storytelling.
Lesson number 2. What's lesson number 2?
I think we said, wasn't lesson number 2, like, go see theater?
Lesson number 1 was go see theater.
Okay, I'm sorry. So, go see amazing theater, and hit me up for Rex if you wanna.
Lesson number 2 is subscribe to Chill Spot.
Subscribe to us, please.
Because we're kind of like local theater, sort of.
We are local artists. Support us, please.
Please help.
Yeah.
I want to move out of my parents' basement so bad.
Yeah.
But lesson number 3.
Lesson number 3. What did we talk? What
What did we talk about?
don't fuck with site-specific performers, please.
How about this? How about number 3? Let's end gentrification.
Yeah, end gentrification.
Let's go out and end gentrification, folks.
God, I'm all for, like, growth, and I understand that, like, buildings need to be torn down to make way for, like, growth and stuff like that. But if I hear one more time that a perfectly fine corner of downtown Kitchener is getting torn down for a condo,
Like, you need more condos.
I will scream.
Yeah.
I will scream. There are so many apartment buildings in fucking Kitchener and Waterloo. Like, live in one of those. Stop buying condos.
Get a fucking roommate.
Get a fucking roommate. Like, fuck off.
But we will be back next week, same time, same place.
Yeah.
3 p.m. on Tuesdays.
Love y'all.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't. We do lots of game stuff there.
Yep.
You can follow us on just about every goddamn streaming service. We're getting up on Tidal soon. Working on Tidal.
Are we?
No.
Oh, okay. God. I don't even know if Tidal does podcast.
I hope not.
Anyways.
See you guys later.
Later, friends.
No, it was great.